Hello everybody. It's been a long time since I've made a video. I've been pretty busy, so I thought I would take today as an opportunity to make a video, just to kind of see how everybody is doing. So a few things I thought I would talk about. One, this summer has been not terrible. I had an opportunity to work for the company that I work for, and I will say that it's been quite an enjoyable experience. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about teaching teachers in a virtual manner, but it turned out pretty awesome. And I had an opportunity to work with teachers who were from Maine all the way down to Florida, over to Louisiana, and even as far west as South Dakota and New Mexico. I got to work with people who work at the School for the Deaf, and they were nice enough to teach me some sign language that I hope to share with everybody when we go back. I had an opportunity to work with a tribal leader who worked on a reservation in South Dakota. And, it didn't really matter where people were from, whether it was from New York, Vermont, Georgia, you name it. Everybody had that desire to learn, but they also had a willingness to help one another. And I think that's what makes this country so amazing, is the idea that it doesn't matter where you're from. It's just that feeling of camaraderie, and it's amazing how people can get along so well in such a short time. And you're talking about teachers who are math or science, some are music, some are phys ed, some even teach at high school, some even I was working with teach as low as pre-K. So it was just such a fascinating thing. I always love working in the summer, having that opportunity to meet new people. But not making those connections in person was definitely a challenge. And I'm sure that's kind of the issue of not being in school too, people think about. So some exciting things, I guess, that I'm, excited about or happy for is my nephew, who just graduated from the University of Maryland, is actually going to be going to Australia for a PhD in physics. He spent some time working with NASA, and now he's going to have an opportunity to get even smarter. So I'm always impressed by his brain, so I think it's pretty cool that he's going to do that. I've been very lucky to have nieces and nephews that are just super smart. My one nephew just got married. We got to watch via Zoom, which was not ideal, but it was still pretty cool. I just think it's important to be able to celebrate those big moments with your families, even if it is in a virtual environment, because, when things are pretty gloomy, we want to look for those bright moments. So for me, I'm very excited because I'm starting the year 6 in the house that I'm living in, and I've never lived anywhere that long. So I think this is going to be pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to it. This summer, we're going to be getting some new windows in our house, which is pretty cool. Not that they're the most exciting things in the world, but, considering our windows are pretty original to the house and they're kind of stinky, I'm looking forward to some windows that actually open, right? So, but I'm also excited because this summer we're going to finally, actually I should say the fall, very beginning of the fall, September, which is pretty soon. We're actually going to be fixing our train wreck, which is our house, which is the outside. So here, as I've shown before, these trees have been down for a long time. And actually, just recently with that storm that just passed, which I know that some of you potentially lost power, and I hope you guys have it back. But a tree fell actually just right over there and went right across the street. So we were not the only ones that had a tree just hanging out, and there were definitely lots of trees around town. So I do hope you guys didn't experience too much damage in your house, or hopefully you didn't lose power for too long of a period. But I am excited these trees are finally going to get removed, and we're going to be able to fix our backyard, which is kind of a disaster. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity to being able to actually go outside and enjoy myself in the sun, as opposed to looking out at the jungle, as we refer to here. But that's going to be hopefully happening very soon. I know my kids are bummed because they love going and climbing on these trees, or at least they used to when they first fell. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about is school. When I started making these videos when we first left back in March, it was to hopefully help you guys have some normalcy, maybe give you some techniques to help you. And I know for some of you, when school starts in the fall, when we start going in person, if you are in fact going in, there might be some new levels of anxiety and things that you might be experiencing. And I'm here to tell you that if you are anxious, okay, it's okay to feel that way. If you are excited because you want to see your friends, it's okay to feel that way too. Um, it's going to be a new experience for everybody, and I feel like if you've been teaching 30 years or teaching a week, everyone's in the same boat. Nobody really knows what school is going to look like. But I think what's really important is that we are there for one another. We are supportive of one another. If there are people that you see in school that look like they're a little stressed out, the goal is to support these people, okay? Because we're going to be wearing masks, and you're only going to be seeing people's eyes, and sometimes it's really hard to tell the emotions that people are feeling. And I know I've probably said this on a Facebook post page, and if I said it in a video already, I can't remember because I had made a video like a week ago and then it got cut off. But when I was presenting this summer, I had set up a laptop to a separate monitor, and then I was using a separate computer, so I had 3 monitors going. And I had post-it notes everywhere, and I had books all over the place, and everything that I needed in order to effectively present the material. But the people who were watching, right, they only saw my face, right? They didn't really see anything else. And I feel like when I said this in a Facebook post, it's kind of like a symbol or a representation of us as people, right? We walk around like this, and you see this, right? But you don't ever see anything that's going on behind the scenes, anything that people are dealing with mentally. So, when we're wearing masks, it's going to be a little more challenging, but I just say, always go on the assumption that, what you see isn't always exactly how somebody's feeling. So we want to be able to, talk to people. Now, you might end up having to talk to these people virtually through, whether your platform is Teams, and if anybody in another school happens to be watching this, whatever you're using. But reaching out to people is always important, and checking in on people is always important. And I feel like there's certain things that, like, I think in my own personal life I have taken for granted, right? And now that things are a little hectic, I want to make sure that I don't take those things for granted anymore. Whether it's enjoying the fresh air outside, or spending time with my dog or my kids or my family. I have not been able to see a lot of my family because of the coronavirus, and I don't want to get anybody sick. So I would say it's definitely been hard, right? It's been hard. So I think we want to take advantage of all the situations we can when we can see other people. So when we go back to school, all I can tell you is just try to make the best of the situation. And just, be safe, obviously. Make sure you, always keep your hands clean and wearing your mask and doing all those things. But like I said, if for some reason you're a little stressed about it, it's okay. Because, if I've had you in the past, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. I know a couple people have reached out over the summer, and I have appreciated that quite a bit. And more so than ever, I think, in the past. Sometimes when kids move on, I feel like they're gone and I don't ever see them again. And I feel like in this situation, the few people who have reached out just to say hello has really meant a lot. And I think it's made me have a better appreciation for teaching. So for those that have done that, thank you. And those that watch my videos, I appreciate that too. I'm thinking that I was looking forward to maybe some sports in this fall, watch football, etc. But it looks like that might be going away. So I guess I'll have to find some other hobbies. I've been doing a lot of schoolwork getting ready for the fall because I want to make sure that you guys have the best education possible, and I'm sure your teachers are doing the same. So the last thing I guess I will say is this. I've read a lot of things recently where kids your age have been under a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. Being socially distant has been very difficult because it's not natural for kids your age to do that. And I just want you to know that I can completely understand, how you feel. And, hopefully things are going to improve, or we can get back to a sense of normalcy and you guys can do all the fun things that you've always done. But I will say that, as always, spend time with your family, enjoy those moments. Whether you're making s'mores or having a family dinner or working on a puzzle or playing a game. I know that in the past I spent a lot of time, avoiding certain things because I'm like, I got work, I got this, I got that. And I realize I can't be that way anymore. I want to make sure that I spend time with my kids, and I'm looking forward to doing some home renovations. And I feel like even doing a project of any kind can really help keep you distracted in a good way, right? So I'm hoping that whatever you have been doing this summer, you've been having a wonderful time. I hope you've been hanging out with maybe some quarantine friends where you've socially distanced yourselves. I know my wife and kids have gone down to the ocean a couple times, and there has not been a lot of people around where they've gone, which has been kind of nice. So they get a chance to play in the water. And actually, my sister right now is in the Outer Banks, which it was interesting because she was showing me a video of the beach. This whole beach, she was the only one on the entire beach, the only one there. It's crazy. Sorry, there's like gnats and bugs flying around here. So I know this video seems kind of random, but I will say this is the last thing I promise, is if you can be the opportunity, or the person I should say, who can make others feel better, okay, can check in on people, it really does make a big difference. Even for somebody my age, I have colleagues that will randomly just check in. One person in particular is Miss Hodson. If you don't know who she is, she's a teacher at the middle school. She checks in all the time, even though she's herself has experienced some tough things this summer, yet it doesn't stop her from reaching out. So be that person. Reach out to people, reach out to grandparents, aunts, uncles, reach out to friends. And the one thing that I wanted to say, which was kind of connected to somebody I know, and I'm not going to say who, but if you're feeling stressed, or you're feeling upset, or you're not feeling well, or you're dealing with some family issues, or whatever it might be, and you don't always get back to your friends, okay? And you feel bad about it because you feel like, they're going to be upset. They're going to be mad that why aren't you responding fast enough, or why aren't you, checking in on them, whatever it might be. The one thing I can tell you is if people are really and truly your friends, right, they'll understand, because everybody at some time in their life is going to go through a rough patch where maybe they're not as quick to respond. Maybe they're not as quick to want to do things. Okay, so we just want to be empathetic and understanding of one another, because everybody is experiencing different levels of anxiety at different times and for different reasons. Like some people, if they're in a high situation, they don't even care at all. Yet, maybe now going to a grocery store is something that makes them anxious. It could be somebody who is terrified of heights, yet will go into any store and has no fear in the world. So just make sure that you do your best to be as understanding as possible to the people around you. And if you ever need to reach out, if you have me as a student, or I'm sorry, if I was your teacher and you still feel like you need to reach out, somebody to talk to, please do that. Your teachers are here for you, your school counselors are here for you, your family is here for you. Just know that we're all in this. We're a community, we're a family, okay? So have a wonderful day, and I'm sorry this video was kind of random. I'll get back in the groove. I'm a little rusty, but I hope all is well, everybody. Stay safe. Peace out.